How difficult was that today, Dean?
It was very difficult, Charlie, to be honest, because I didn't see that coming. Yes, the last game, first half against Aston Villa was poor, but 2 games ago we were going toe to toe with Manchester United. We had fans out of their seats behind us, and that just was as flat a performance as we've had, and it was unfortunately littered with unforced errors.
Yeah, you just mentioned the unforced errors. How frustrating is that? Because obviously you had players out, but that was just a lot of it was basic stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first goal, it's there for the centre half to just clear down the line, and he doesn't, and they end up getting the ball the other side. They've got a left footer playing on the right hand side, and we allow him to come onto his left foot inside the box and score. And he's done that twice in the game. We've given away a soft penalty when we don't need to make a challenge. There was a soft free kick given for the 5th. It's never a free kick, but they take it quickly. We don't adapt, and all of a sudden it's a tough game to get back from. And we've got to be better than that, and we are better than that. Unfortunately, the standards have dropped off massively from the Manchester United game. And yes, there are reasons for that, but I'm not here to make excuses, because at the end of the day, Arsenal made better decisions than we did today.
Dean, can I just ask you about, I mean, the fans have been terrific, really, haven't they, through this? You could see sort of a little bit of patience wearing thin towards the end of today. How important is it that they sort of keep the faith and stay with you over the next testing few weeks? Yeah,
I mean, we obviously want them to keep the faith with us and, give us the belief that we need, but we also have to give them something back as well. We've not scored a goal for 4 games. We've had some big chances in them 4 games, and we haven't taken them. And that's something that we have to be better at. We know that. We get into good areas of the pitch, but we certainly haven't created enough big chances in the last couple of games.
How confident are you still that you can turn it around? Because you're still, within, you're not adrift by any means.
No, but performances like that obviously drain the confidence out of everybody. But it's my job to make sure that it doesn't, and to turn this around as quickly as we can. From my experience in the game is that players will know when they've played well or when they haven't played well, and they usually do something about it.
Thanks, Tim.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks, John. Matt?
Dean, hello, mate.
Hey, Paddy.
You've been very open, very honest there in what you've said so far. I mean, does it feel a bigger job now than maybe when you first took it on?
It's a bigger job now, definitely, but that's because when I came here, we had a healthy squad. We had Matthias Norman, we had Milo Rashica, we had our captain Grant Hanley, Andrew I can't say his surname, so I won't even attempt it. So yes, we've lost a healthy squad from when we first come in, which doesn't help. But I expect better decision making than what we got today.
As you say, there are reasons for it, but it sounds like you don't really want to use them as excuses in any way, shape, or form. I mean, how do you get past inevitably? Like today, you've not got your keeper, your first choice keeper. The players you've already listed, it is very hard as a head coach, I'm sure, when you haven't maybe got the biggest of squads to put a team out on the pitch that are competitive against a very, very good side like Arsenal.
Yeah, no, and I think the biggest difference was their decision making was better than ours. Their quality in terms of their finishing was better than ours, and that's where we have to turn it around as quickly as we can. What's tough is we've got the same group of players now who are going to have to try and recover and get ready for the game in less than 48 hours. I described it as lunacy, and it still is lunacy.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear. You were very clear on Friday. Do you feel you shouldn't be playing games? The situation that you as a club have been put in now, you shouldn't really be having to play through this period.
No, I think we should be playing games, but there's got to be more rest time in between games. I'm all for the tradition of the festive period. I enjoy it, always have done. But tradition hasn't usually had COVID for 120 years involved in it. And, it's a unique situation at the moment that we're all having to deal with. So to expect elite footballers to put their bodies through what they have to go through for 90 minutes and recover and get ready within 48 hours is lunacy.
You said I think after the first 3 games, when you picked up 5 points, that the biggest thing for you was you could see that amongst this group of players, the belief was growing, that they felt they belonged at this level. Obviously, the last 4 defeats, that probably is drained out of them. How can you get that back into that group, that belief?
Well, the first 2 defeats at Tottenham and Manchester against Manchester United, I'll accept them all day long. Because it was good performances. We've restricted the opposition to few chances, and we've created big chances in both games. We've done neither in the last couple of games, and that's what we have to get right again. Become that team that's hard to play through, hard to beat, but we create quality chances, and we just didn't show enough with the ball today.
Final one from me on this game. You and Shaky have been over this course and distance, so can you draw on that experience now that you know what it takes, and you're going to get your knocks, but you've just got to pick yourself up and go again?
Yeah, and that's what we just spoke about in the coaches' room. As coaches, we draw on that experience that we've had, and it's a very quick turnaround now, and we have to make sure that we become harder to beat. We lift the players as we can, but I'm one for always giving them a little bit of responsibility, and it'll be interesting to hear them during the debrief as well.
Thanks, Lee. Cheers.
Cheers, Paddy.
Matt, do you want to jump in?
Just give us an assessment, if you can, of what you need from this point. Do you look at points and say we need this many points? Do you look at attitude and say you need this kind of attitude if we're going to survive?
No, we just look at each game as it comes, and we have to do that in isolation. We have to try and get 3 points, and if we do, then we look where that leaves us and what we need to do. We need to start winning games and clawing other teams in with us. Fortunately at the moment, not too many have got away from us, but we can't have too many of them performances what we had today.
Okay, Matt. Sam.
Hi, Dean. Just a quick one. Tim Krul last night put on Twitter that he tested positive. Just wondered what you make of that, obviously, in this age, and we want to keep team news under wraps sometimes. Someone just tweeting out their own absence the day before the game. Does that help?
Doesn't hinder us, I don't think. I think if Tim's not playing, they'll know that Angus Gunn's playing, but I don't think that affects too much, to be honest. Again, I'm not on Twitter and don't want to be on Twitter or social media, so I'll leave that to our media department to sort that out. Cheers.